Good morning, everybody. Um, just remembered to turn my microphone on. Um, Welcome, and it might be today. I tend to practice mindfulness, but I'm always here, but it hasn't been today yet. There's a certain day I'm waiting for, and I'll know that day when it happens, but I don't know when it's going to happen. And so far today seems like it might be today. And I don't know if anybody meditates or anything like that, because what I'm saying right now sounds probably like nonsense to most people. But you have your own little language when you meditate, your own mantras, your own state of being, the way you communicate with your over self, with the universe. And that's the way I communicate with mine. I'm looking for a certain day, and it has many characteristics. And once again, I'm going to check my phone really quick to see if my audio is working. Once again, I'm going to check my phone really quick to see if my audio. All right, I think it is working. I mean, it's a cheap microphone, of course. You know me, my fan, my listener. Um, so yeah, today might be the day, and I got a couple things lined up to talk about. Ridiculous. I mean, like, my last video was about Jake Clavers, and my mind's not focusing yet. And his domino theory, and a lot of the dominoes he talks about, and by dominoes, I'll explain what he means by those, and what you call together. They're starting to wobble. A lot of the things he says need to happen for basically specifically for XRP to be adopted in what he calls price appreciation, to where XRP needs to. I'll go into that too, actually. You know who I'm looking at. Yeah. Oh, I don't follow him. Is that his real account? Okay, yeah. So this is one of the creators of XRP. Currently, I think just retired. And what he says, I think it was his comments and replies, so I probably won't be able to find it. Can you go into comments and reply? Okay. Well, anyways, David Schwartz basically predicts that. Oh no. The XRP was created over a decade ago to replace SWIFT, to take over the monetary system, to be the rails of a decentralized T+0, which means instant settlement, and what they're calling atomic settlement, which means it's either all settled or it's all not settled. There's no ambiguity. It's yes, the transaction happened, no, it did not happen. So basically digital, but they're calling it atomic. And so David Schwartz is saying that XRP cannot fulfill its primary function, its prime derivative. No, it's whatever. Unless it can't do that while it's cheap. It needs to have a high price point for it to function properly and effectively. And this is the creator of XRP, of the XRPL, the ledger. And I instantly got hungry. Oh, that's not fair. So for that to happen, for a price appreciation to where XRP needs to be at a high price point for the institutions to use it, Jake Claver is saying some things have to happen, some dominoes have to fall. And many of his dominoes just recently in the past week, and more specifically yesterday, the 28th or the 29th of January 2026, a lot of the dominoes started to wobble. And I'll go into those, try to tie those into the questions I have, and try to, and this, like I put in the description of this video, this is a preamble video. I'm gonna like describing the battlefield. The battle's about to come 9:10 right around noon, because that's the last flare drop is at noon today Eastern time, I believe. I'll check that out right now. Shut your time. FLR. Go. Think, I don't know what UTC is actually. Oh, 7 a.m. That's way sooner than I thought. So the last flare drop, which is not one of Jake Clavers Dominoes, is at 7 a.m. That's when flare's a token. Oh, it's gonna get bright. Oh, sorry. Flare is a token native to the Flare network that's working with Evernorth, or no, that's working with Firelight to provide wrapped, right now in phase one, wrapped XRP, so you could delegate it and you could stake it and lend it for returns, for rewards, for interest, for yield. And in phase one, it's just XRP because they said they could take advantage of the escrow account, which I still don't understand that aspect of it. Why the escrow account makes it so specific and unique for Flare token and Firelight network. Or, so I still got to look into that. But phase two is going to expand Firelight and the Flare token to many other digital assets. Bitcoin, you get yield off just holding your Bitcoin or staking it, and that'll be native what they call smart wallets with Xami, XAMAI, Xami wallet. That's I think it's native. I think it's the RL. No, I don't know how to explain it. I think it's the native XRP ledger wallet. Go, go, go. specifically for the XRP ledger. So it was designed exactly for the XRP ledger. And what Flare in phase 2 uh, claims to be released, or claims to be developing and releasing in April, beginning of Q2, is Firelight, something that acts like Firelight, where you could wrap your XRP and gain rewards and gain yield off of it. And right now it's a difficult process. Well, difficult for me. It's a mini step process, let's say, and I couldn't figure it out. I didn't want to risk any of my XRP because I didn't know what I was doing, so I stopped doing it because I didn't want to risk my asset. So in phase 2, it's going to be a one click, and so that'll be a lot easier. So I'm waiting for that. Missing out on yields now, I understand, but I weighed the risk, and that's just what I feel. So the Zami wallet, which was designed specifically for the XRP ledger, will have smart wallets design coming up in April that you'll be able to, they say, like one click, you can delegate your XRP, you could and that'll wrap it, and that'll wrap it with the Flare token. And so like Firelight seems to be, and I'm not an expert at it, there's this guy called King Karan, Karan. He's deep into this, and he's really good at explaining this. But it seems like the Firelight network is a hub, is the thing that's going to connect different blockchains. It's the switching station for trains. It puts, you get this currency and it'll switch it to another currency, send it out, and you could stake and yield, get yield and interest. So that's in April. They say all of that functionality, that interoperability, is going to be moved to smart wallets like Zami, and I'm waiting for that. That's going to be exciting. But the last video, and my overall research, when I get stuck on one topic and I have to dig so deep and tunnel vision into that topic. But in doing so, you gotta zoom out and search every other topic that relates to it. Spider webs and fractures out to hundreds of topics. You see all my tabs, it's ridiculous. So the topic I'm focused on, that I think a lot of everything, even Jake Clavers domino theory, all of that spider webs from these deep liquidity pools called DATs, D-A-T, Digital Asset Treasuries. I think that's the key piece that's going to hold everything together. The domino theory is how all this stuff, digital assets get adopted, become mainstream, institutionalized. It's like right now we're on a slow process. Congress is moving slowly. We might shut down today, blah, blah, blah. And what Jake's theory is saying is there'll be a black swan, because now you could predict black swans, because the definition of black swans is an event that you can't predict. But now you could predict unpredictable events. So definitions don't really matter anymore since 2020. But we're predicting a black swan that will cause mass adoption, quick, what they call violent mass adoption, to be mandatory instantly. And when those dominoes fall, we'll need something in place right now, immediately, as a shock absorber. And they're saying the XRP and the XRP ledger, but those are rails, which will help. But the true shock absorbers, in my opinion, are deep liquidity pools are called DATs, digital asset treasuries, like Evernorth and I don't have MCGA open. All of these tabs, and I don't have what I want. Whatever. Let's open it for fun, just for posterity.com. Scoot you over here by Evernorth. Nope, that wasn't you. I wonder if it's Evernorth.com or whatever. Right. Do another one. Oh, this is crazy. XRPN. Let's try to find a website. Evernorth. Okay, this is it. Whoa, that's not appealing. I haven't been to this website yet. Oh shit, there was something about them. I think that's Japan. Don't know them yet. I think that's Japan. Don't recognize any of these folk yet. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's the guy I was talking about earlier. He's not CTO anymore. He's emeritus now, so this needs to be updated. New Meridian. So, deep liquidity pools, otherwise called digital asset treasuries, like Evernorth is Ripple, single asset. So they're just going to hold XRP. Deep liquidity pool. I'm coining the term shock absorbers because I made that up. Hopefully it's accurate and true, but that's what I see so far is they're shock absorbers for the fallout of Jake Clavers domino theory. And another one, this is Trump Media Group Crow strategy called MCGA. It's a SPAC right now, just like Evernorth is a SPAC, not closed. This one's called the business combination. And we found out last time that the reason they're around $10 is that's just normal. They just give an arbitrary number around $10. That's why it's trading there. And I did a whole video, and that's embarrassing now. But when you learn, that means you're learning. If you're embarrassed of what you used to know now, that means you've learned. December 1st, last filing. Let's go. But they named the CEO. So this is near and dear to my heart. I like Crow, but this is a DAT, digital asset treasury, a deep liquidity shock absorber for Crow. Now I don't know what part Crow plays in the new rails like XRP does. Smart contracts. This does a different thing than XRP. I had that comparison down. Oh yeah, it's over here. We won't get into that now. I think I covered it a little bit, but the deep liquidity pools are the key to the new rails of XRP. They need, for instant settlement, like the Nostro Vostro, that's just money sitting there. Now we're going to have deep liquidity pools, digital asset treasuries that hold the asset, a single asset, and you could buy shares of Evernorth. It's traded. I got a couple, I think, and then you could gain interest off those. Eventually, most likely, like MCGA will pay a dividend. So I think they're going to all start turning out to function like Strategy B, Michael Saylor, just Bitcoin, and he's doing different products, preferred stocks, 10% yield, and I think a lot of these are going to start to function like that. Deep liquidity pools, shock absorbers. I think these are the key that make everything that make digital asset ecosystem function. So I got some news on Evernorth. It's It's going to yield, and they're going to close soon. I'm thinking. See, the timeline is so ambiguous. Yeah. Um, MCGA is not. Oh, I do have. Oh, MCGA is not closing yet. Hasn't closed yet. Um, they're still waiting for the SEC to approve their ETF, exchange traded fund. So we need the Crow ETF, but I think they'll all close around the same time. Maybe they're waiting for the Clarity Act, which could be today as well. I mean, there could be a scenario, probably unlikely, but where they pass the Clarity Act quick emergency because the government's going to partially shut down, like 80% of the government's going to shut down today, and who knows when that'll open. And they get the Clarity Act passed before that happens, and then we go over to the Strait of Hormuz, and that's a bad picture. That's a good picture. Strait of Hormuz. So Iran and China are doing live action drills right now. This is one of the main dominoes of Jake Clavers. Is that a good picture? That's fine. This is better. So he says this needs to be blocked, which will pump oil, which oil is already going up, but it's oil in yen, oil per yen, that price. And London. So London is going to delay their opening today. They're not going to open in their markets for an undetermined amount of time because of technical issues. It's yesterday, so everybody that's paying attention at all knows gold and silver are just skyrocketing, running wild. And that's never good. I mean, it's good for the people holding it for sure, but that's showing you that trust is diminishing in the fiat Federal Reserve note, and the U.S. dollar, the fiat Federal Reserve note, is tanking, losing. Would we lose like 20-30% of your buying power in the last couple years, 5 years or so? So that's happening. And then just by coincidence, the London, and type that in. Is going to delay their opening trading on Friday due to technical issues affecting its electronic trading platform. I know there's dominoes wobbling everywhere. So and then naked shorts have been trending on X, AMC, GME, GameStop, all of that. Yesterday was the 5-year anniversary, 5th-year anniversary. So dominoes are just wobbling, and now London just says, "Hey, we're not going to open this morning. We have busted water pipes, like they did in the 2020 election. Oh, we just can't. Sorry." So that's ridiculous. So now metal trading is basically halted. Silver and gold trading is halted today. That's weird. Why would they halt silver and gold trading today? Paper, silver and gold, the COMEX and all that. Well, I don't know about London. Do they handle actual physical gold or the paper COMEX gold? And so there's so many dominoes happening today. It's crazy. That's why I had to do this pre-video just to explain how many dominoes, not just of Jake Clavers' domino theory, but so many moving parts are wobbling, and like we have, a dozen or more Jenga towers that are really, really unstable. So Jake Claver's saying that they'll shut this down, and Iran and I think China was it, or Russia, whoever, are doing live fire drills right here. We're at war with Iran basically, and the USS Abraham Lincoln went silent. It's heading over here, so this will be probably shut down. Probably today. The way it looks, it'll be today. Maybe it's already shut down, but that'll boost the price of oil in yen. So we need this to go up like 40%, 25, 30%. If it jumps crazy, then that's a massive domino falling. Now, how does that tie into liquidity pools? That's Jake Clavers' domino theory. If the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, like it might be today, I don't know the percentage chance, 50-50, let's just go 50-50 just to be safe. It's probably more than 50%. Like this weekend, probably more than 50%. So if that gets shut down, oil price spikes, the yen, no, crude oil and yen spikes. They can't pay it. That's inflation on their part. They'll have to unwind the carry trade, repatriate funds, and the way they're gonna have to do that is sell U.S. bonds and treasuries. And that's going to be a ripple across all of the world finance. So that'll cause an emergency. Then we'll need a drastic fix, immediate fix. Well, we just XRP, but we don't have the Clarity Act, so we don't have anything that could help us. Just so happens XRP already has clarity due to the SEC suing them, and a couple of years ago. So XRP is ready to go. Bitcoin's ready to go. Already has clarity. Doesn't need the Clarity Act. So they could emergency install that. Just temporarily, like income tax. Just temporarily income tax. So that's interesting. And skip that for now. Oh yeah, so Evernorth and its yield. That's happening soon, I think, before Q2. But I have no evidence of that. I should probably follow. Beep. So, in my opinion, I think Evernorth and MCGA will close about the same time. Like they'll both close at the same time, give or take a couple days, and they will. I don't know if Evernorth is creating a ETF. I know Crypto.com is waiting on a Chronos ETF, and that's what we need, that very bad. So I think MCGA is waiting on that too. But yeah, I think Evernorth and MCGA are connected somehow. If only they're both digital asset treasuries. They're both shock absorbers. We don't know what role Chronos is going to play. I hope it's something, because it has to be something like TMTG invested billions into that, and they're investing billions into energy and other things. So like what MCGA does, or what MCGA Treasury, the digital asset treasury, I don't know if it produces or needs, is the same thing that mining Bitcoin and AI need. So it needs the compute, it needs the energy. So if TMTG invested in, like, I don't think it's cold fusion, but it's not hot fusion, whatever, room temperature fusion, I don't know what they're calling it, energy company, I think it's called TAE. So they invested in an energy company and a deep liquidity pool digital asset treasury. And through American Bitcoin, they have a digital mining company. All of that together can successfully run a massive AI compute. So I think that's how the pieces are coming together. Because AI agents, this is a whole other aspect. Um, you think AI is, Terminator robots because that's what you're programmed to think of it as, but it's not. Every business is going to have dozens of AI agents. Little things each person will have a personal AI agent. It's your own personal secretary. And when these agents, they're not going to be people, so they can't have bank accounts. But what they can have is crypto wallets. So you fund the crypto wallet of your AI agent, and they talk to thousands and thousands of other AI agents a day, booking travel, ordering food, whatever, everything, lawyers, contracts, buying a house, renting a movie, anything in society. These AI agents, your personal AI secretary, will use fractions of digital assets, Bitcoin, XRP, whatever, because it'll need a fraction of that, what's called a drop. The 1 millionth of an XRP is called a drop. 1 millionth, I think it's 1 millionth of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. Maybe it's 100 millionth, but, or maybe it's 100,000. I think it's a million. Let's just say a millionth now. Maybe I'm wrong on that, the exact decimal. But the smallest fraction of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi, a SAT, and the smallest denomination of a XRP is called a drop. So these AI agents, which everyone will have one, it'll be your own personal assistant. Every business will have dozens of them. They communicate with each other thousands of times a day, and each time they interact, they spend a drop, or they spend a certain amount of a digital asset to interact with each other. That's the energy. That's the cost of doing business, is the energy of interacting. That's the digital asset. The energy spent is represented as a drop, the digital asset, the fraction of an XRP. And that's happening hundreds of thousands of times. They have to communicate. They could do it 1,000 times a second. And you can't have bank accounts going, the SWIFT system and all that doesn't work between AI units discussing and 1,000 interactions a second between just two AI units. The current banking system can't handle it. You need to zap money fast between each other. So that's when digital assets come in, and what you need for that is, digital asset, a deep liquidity pool, a digital asset treasury, so that these huge amounts of currency and these fast settlement interactions won't spike the network, won't drag the network. There'll always be a deep liquidity pool to handle it as a shock absorber. So then you also need compute, which takes a lot of power. That's TAE. TMTG is getting into the energy company. So we're going to need more power. and mining Bitcoin is going to be increasingly energy inefficient because of the halvings, which happen every 4 years. It gets twice as hard to, or the rewards are twice as, the rewards are halved. So it takes twice as much energy to mine Bitcoin. So energy is going to, and these AIs are going to consume energy and they need computing power. So all of this is circling each other, and all of it is necessary for each other part to work. So this is really interesting. So yeah, what we're looking for, let's put this over here by the Strait of Hormuz. Maybe today, and I'm going to do, this is part one of the video, just setting up, putting a spotlight, a little flashlight on where are these dominoes at? What are these dominoes? Which ones, how bad are they wobbling? What's causing them to wobble? What will cause them to wobble more or less? Let me get back into my email. Trump's going to do a Federal Reserve chairman announcement today, who the next Federal Reserve chairman is. So markets are going to be wild, and the London market will not open. So yesterday we had two of the biggest liquidity events in a human history happen. They're called, what, like eight sigma or something like that. And gold dropped 3 trillion out of the market and then rose back up 2.5 trillion. Both of those have been the biggest liquidity events ever in history, and they both happened in the same trading day. That's seismic earthquakes happening. Something's happening. And then the day after that happened, London's not opening their metals market because something weird, because of technical issues. So come on, that is not coincidence. There's no conspiracies, but there also is no coincidences. And then at 7 a.m., the last flare drops hitting. And the flare network, like we said, is the hub of the thing that could connect multiple, if not all, other blockchains. It's Flare connects all the superhighways. It's the hub for all the superhighways. It gets you from one superhighway to another superhighway. The blockchain. That's what this does. And its last airdrop. So that's the end of the inflation of Flare. So now it's moving from its inflationary time when they were dispersing it and distributing it. Now it's moving into its utility phase, where every interaction on the Flare network, any coin you wrap, will cost Flare. Will cost a Flare token or a fraction of a Flare token. I don't know what the smallest denominator of a Flare is called. But an XRP is called a drop, and a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. And so if the Strait of Hormuz closes today, you'll see the price of oil in yen start to move. And if we get that up to about 20-30% increase in a day, in a couple hours, we're doing something. That's the domino. Okay, so I think, let's say that's two separate dominoes. This price spiking 20, 30, 40% in a day, that's one domino, but that domino is going to knock into the reverse carry trade, where Japanese officials are going to have to unwind their positions in U.S. treasuries and repatriate the funds So that's 2 dominoes technically. That could happen today. Attention is being drawn over here. A couple weeks ago, not too much attention, blah, blah, blah. Jake Clavers crazy. A week later, oh shit, they're going to close this straight down today. So things are happening very fast. And there's still a chance we could close the government down. It looks like maybe not. And if so, it'd be like not a full complete shutdown, but there's a non-zero chance that the government shuts down today or tomorrow. There's I guess my unofficial, unexpert guess is over 50% chance this gets closed down today, this weekend. 80% chance, like unless something really weird happens to stop all of this. Iran's actually, they're like, hey, if US attacks us, we'll attack Israel. Like, wait, what? So weird. And then just on top of that, I got this. I noticed on crypto.com, who's the Chronos token is the native token of crypto.com blockchain. And they were staking Flare there for 28%. So I was like, oh, hell yeah. But then the 27th is when they announced it. But it was happening. I was staking on the 16th. I put another little batch to be activated on the blockchain to stake. And usually it takes 3 or 4 days, on average, somewhere around there, maybe 5 days sometimes, usually 3 days. And I was heading into 10, 11, 12, 14 days. And it was still activating. So I chatted with support. They gave me this link. So they reported it on the 27th, which I think it happened way earlier. But on the 27th is when the reward percentage changed. It went down to 26, which is still okay. But it went down and it's unavailable. And the token switched to, on the list of tokens you can stake, Flare dropped all the way to the bottom, and now it says unavailable. But I'm still getting yield on my tokens that I did stake. And as you can see, they're going to fix it February 5th. It should be fixed by then. No coincidences. No conspiracies, but no coincidences. I say they're updating something. And we just had the Kraken partnered with Firelight, or Kraken partnered with the Flare network to do, oh shit, my bad everyone. That's behind the scenes. Don't look behind the curtain. Oh my god, this is too many tabs. So this is what I want crypto.com to do. And it's weird that they shut down specifically the Flare network staking. Like they're unable to add new Flare tokens to the staking part right now, but the ones that are already staked are still getting rewards. So that's weird. It's still functional. They're just halting new stakes for some reason. New staking. So a significant partnership with Flare Network to enhance access to decentralized DeFi, that's what we want, and XRP holders, and expand that XRP Fi ecosystem. So XRP Fi right now, basically synonymous with Flare Network. So Kraken partnered with them. So this is the I think this is the beginning of the phase 2 we're talking about. The last time I checked, they said April, to where going to be one touch, one click, delegate and stake or lend out your wrapped XRP. I cannot support USDT, zero flares, omni-chain stablecoin pegged 1-to-1 to USDT. That's Tether. And that's the weird. Okay, pause. Here's another spider web. The weird part that I can't situate is Jake Claver is saying Tether is in trouble. They have tons of gold, like literally multiple tons of gold in custody. But somehow they're out of compliance because of their other assets. That's the part I don't understand. So he's saying USDT, I think that's Tether, will depeg. And you saw in 1010 what happens when Oracle's depeg. So that's weird. I need to connect this. I think Flare's going to do something. It's Flare connected to Tether. So if Tether depegs, that'll cause the Flare stablecoin to depeg, which will interrupt all the phase 2 of the smart wallets. So if I push that back upstream, I don't think USDT, I don't think Tether will depeg. They might have to relinquish some assets. But I think the Tether is the biggest shock absorber, the biggest digital asset treasury. Maybe they'll have to rebrand or reformat to become regulatory compliant. I don't know this aspect of it. But yeah, last flare drop in an hour and a half. So these are the dominoes, and there's more than this. But today, let me check. I made a short little list and I was like, and when I was making this list, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to need to do a video. And even if nobody's listening, this is for myself, so I could go back like, okay, I was on the right track. Okay, I didn't fully understand it, but you were pulling the strings, following the breadcrumbs. XRP's ETF I think it was the first day or the second day the ETF was live, and it did like 70 million. That's huge. The London exchange is going to be delayed today. Or are they ahead of America or behind? I don't know. But that's ridiculous. The Clarity Act passed the Agricultural Committee. I think we still have months on that, right? I'm not sure on the timeline of that, but if we have a partial shutdown, if we're switching back into forever war mode, because you could print as much fiat as you want. That's how the only reason you could have a forever war in the Middle East and in Ukraine and anywhere, the only reason you could have a forever war is if you could somehow print infinity money. There's only one way to do that. You have to get rid of the dollar-backed currency and just have a fiat currency that could be printed up infinity. That's what we have. The reason we have forever wars is because we have infinite currency. And if you're savvy and you're following what's going on, infinite currency is always worth zero. And I know it doesn't look like this, but gold is infinite. Diamonds are infinite. Silver is infinite. Energy, it turns out, is infinite. We have engineered phony scarcity being done to us. Abundance is ubiquitous. It's just being stolen from us. And I think once all these dominoes fall, the thieves will be outed and dealt with. And I would like them to be decimated and destroyed. And these are the dominoes. And digital assets are finite. You cannot have a forever war with XRP rails. All currency is accounted for, cannot be created. You can't have the paper market, the paper silver market. You can't sell 1 ounce of silver to 50, 60, 1,000 different people who all have claim on it. Equal claim, which is technically no claim. It's all fiat. Any market that can be touched by the Federal Reserve fiat note is an infinite market and therefore worthless. That's how big this is. Everything you know about this planet is wrong and worthless and false. Nothing is real. It's all been fake, phony, and false to steal from you while you're asleep. I think things are changing. Once these dominoes fall, I think we will see abundance. Abundance is the default of the universe. It is not scarce. Abundance is the default. Everything is here, and there's so much of everything. There's so much of everything available. It's just being stolen by evil people. That's how simple this is. And I think we are destroying these evil creatures. Let's see. Part 2 I'll do later on today, probably noon maybe, just to let some things settle. Trump's going to do an Federal Reserve announcement today. The last airdrop, the flare drop, what will that do? Like, just speculating. If history tells anything, probably not much at the beginning. Flare might even go down because people will be like, well, game over, sell everything. But that'll be a buying opportunity, I think. But then I go back to Flare's Omnichain. That's cool. That's a good name of it. But it's pegged to the USDT. So that's many dominoes connected to Tether. Directly on the exchange. So you could convert one stable coin to another stable coin. You're just converting stable coins. So yeah, you can't get any yield or rewards off Tether. You gotta convert it to this, and then you can get that. So you're just that's not. I think that's just a very small piece of the picture, but you know what? I don't. Ooh, Launch via Layer Zero's Omnichain Fungible Token Standard. That's what I need to know. Wait, is Layer Zero another company? It is. Burner lock. Credit. Destination chain into Single unified global supply across all connected networks. Oh boy, another rabbit hole, everybody. See you soon on this one. What the heck? Okay, layer zero. So this is, layer one, layer two, layer three. This is below that. So this is what they're using the layer zero's omnichain token standards. This is operating. This is the basis for Firelight. This is exactly what Firelight does. So you have to burn or lock up or mint your XRP. You don't burn your XRP. You lock it up. You mint FXRP. Oh, yeah. You go over to mint. Oh, that's weird. The NFT. Huh. All right, yeah. I told researching live is sometimes not fun. Go, go, go. Oh, it's going down. Yeah, we need. Okay. It's going down right now. We'll see. But yeah, these are the dominoes. Don't want to talk about that now. One hour disruption. Okay. 1 hour disruption. Seems like they needed to add some code to something. Confirm the delay. An emailed statement to routers citing a technical issue without providing estimated time. Resolution. Oh, they are. So they're saying it was a 1 hour disruption. Pause, like it's already over. Now they're saying provided an estimated with no estimated time. Okay. All right, so that's one thing that happened, and that's resolved. A 1 hour delay. Seems like nothing. But possibly very, very big. They had a 1 hour delay. The exact time they were supposed to open, the day after two of the biggest financial events in America and in the world history. Not just one very rare once in a lifetime events. Two of them happened in the same trading day, and the day after that, the London Metal Exchange has to delay opening. That's easy to draw the lines to. Something is connected there. something big happened there. I can't wait to see. I'm not going to research it. That story will develop, or it'll just be a memory hold. But there's something there that's obvious. And all right, so I'm going to let it ride for now. It's going down. Let's get one more. I like it. What was I going to look up? Oh, I wanted one more. Let's do it. Oh my God. How many can you have? Infinity? Okay. Wow. No updated. Talking June 2025. 2 days ago. Hormoz. RMZ. Dang it. I don't know what to do to get today's news. Everything just won't. Live. There you go. So that's funny. There's going to be a bunch of military craft in the area of the Strait of Hormuz, and it's going to look like they're fighting a massive war, a big battle there. But it's just live fire drills. No big deal. We're just going to do live fire training drills in the most hotly contested spot on the planet. It's not a big deal. I know the USS Abraham and 2 armadas are heading towards us in stealth mode. We know that. We're just going to do live fire training drills, okay? I probably just ruined all my credibility that I did have being that facetious, but come on. Come on, guys. Let's keep this one over here. Oh boy, I gotta close something. That's important. That's important. Dang it, they're all important. I can explain that. Okay, I got rid of one.
Or not. So we've got the reverse carry trade unwinding at scale. This is also going to cause.
Go away. That's good. Oh. Too many spider webs. Don't want to confirm I'm a human. All right, make it wider. So, all right, yeah, I was supposed to. Oh shoot, I'm still live. Yeah, I was supposed to cut the video. Oop, going back up. See, why is it counting down? Oh, that's till next. Oh, let's do it. 50 more seconds. I think that's a countdown to when it's going to refresh. Let's see. 4.68. Let's see if it changes. This is fun. This is cutting edge breaking news. We're watching a countdown together. Right there. I just want to see if it updates. Ooh, red. It means it's serious. Oh, nice. Going up. Oh, now I just want to watch it. Let's watch it for another couple hours, okay? That's fun. I like countdown. Oh, that's fun. So, okay, I'm gonna cut it, folks. This was the preamble video, just laying out all the dominoes. Today could be the day. There could be something happening today. But the super pretend live fire training drills in the Strait of Hormuz with Iran just said, hey, if you attack us, we'll attack Israel. And we're going to do live fire drills while we wait. What is this? Come on. That domino is wobbling. That Jenga tower is going down. And it could happen today. I mean, that's sad. All the false flags, all the forever wars are sad, but they're all infected with fiat currency. That's the only reason any of this is happening is evil people have misused an evil currency. I hate to say it as an American, but the fiat Federal Reserve note is an instrument of evil. It's the as long as the fiat Federal Reserve note exists, forever wars exist. Evil exists. Unchecked, unrestrained. Evil will always exist because people like evil for some reason. Some people do. And this is it. If these dominoes fall, good is winning. It looks like good's winning. It seems like, rational good policies are winning. You see the evil constricting and getting wild and getting more consolidated and distilled. So it's always been there. It's just now it has light on it, so it's screeching. But the world is not getting more evil. Just evil is being brought out into the light. The shadows are being removed, which is why it seems like the world is getting more evil. But it's not. It could be getting less evil, but we'll see. So this is part one of the video, folks. Let's leave it here. And it's going up. I mean, tenths of a percent. We need it to go up 20% quick. But we'll see. Our markets aren't even open yet. Our markets might open. Our government might close. Trump's going to make a Federal Reserve announcement. Multiple things happening today. This could be the day. There's a non-zero chance that price appreciation, if we look back in the future, we look back on today, this could have been the day it all started. Like, there's a lot of inflection point. There's multiple inflection points all converging today. This is important, and maybe not too much will happen, but things are happening. Best time to be alive ever. All right, folks, love you. You got to see my behind the scenes now because I only have one screen at the moment. But tune in a little later. We'll do this again. We'll recap what we talked about, and maybe you'll have something to add. That'll be great. All right, catch you folks later.